So, as I mentioned in the last video, I just want to chronicle what happened this morning, I think, which is a horror story for anybody with aquariums. So I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was super disoriented because I opened my eyes and everything was still pitch black. And I realized that was because the power was out. So this is 3:10 in the morning, 3:10. And, I'm a healthcare engineering student, and I had lecture at 8 a.m. So, I figured, it'll be down for a few hours. Somebody hit a power line. I had a few of these, the Aquatop, and there's nothing, I'm not dissing these at all. This one worked amazing to help my flower horns. But I had a few more, and I don't know, they must have gotten water in them or something. They were exposed to something that they wouldn't work. So here I am at 3 in the morning. My heating's down. It's still trying to warm back up because I'm in the Midwest and it's starting to really cool down at night. So we got into like the 20s. The house was cold. It was cold. So, it sucked. So I have that 60-gallon tank downstairs that's going to get upgraded. That's honestly my least favorite tank right now because I'm moving out of this house, which is, I still live with my parents. I just graduated high school, getting my, I'm a year out, and, but I want to get out and do that, and we're looking for a place that'll accommodate my tanks. I have very wonderful parents that are very accommodating of this hobby and have really kind of been a part of it for me because they're fascinated by it. So I'm very thankful for that. But once I move out, why it's my least favorite tank is the fact that it's overstocked. It's not technically overstocked because all the fish are still small, but I hate putting fish in that small of a tank. It's not a small tank, but the tank that won't fit them for their life, because I don't want to encourage that or any of that, especially with my friends that are now getting into the hobby, because if you buy a tank as a grow out tank for like your first tank, I would say most of the time people never upgrade that tank. Unless you've been in the hobby and understand what you got to do, I don't think many people upgrade the tank. I could be wrong, but, because right now it's got a Jack Dempsey, two blood parrots, as one, adolescent blood parrots. One of them was a rescue. A lot of my fish in that tank, a lot of my fish are rescues. Because there's not many places locally that would take some of these fish, and I work at a chain pet store where I have taken in a few fish people have brought in because we don't accept donations of fish or any fish we don't sell or didn't sell. So I've taken a few, all my blood parrots. That electric blue Acara was one that was in bad shape in there that I brought home. And there's a Regina pike cichlid that had bad fungus that I got from my local fish store, which it was not their fault. It came to them like that. Big shout out to the Reef. They're a place in Indy that they're just the best. Brandon there helped me get into Planted Aquariums, and gosh, I'm not good with names, but I think it's Dave and everybody there is just fantastic. It's a staff of knowledgeable people with a passion for the hobby, and I can't recommend them enough. If you're ever in the Indianapolis area, it's on 56 and Keystone. It's just one of the best aquarium stores you can find around. And also, it's a new place. Aquariums Plus in Greenwood is really cool too. I have a loyalty to the Reef, but I feel like they're far enough apart that they cover two different parts of the state, really. And I think that that's really important, that we have places where everyone can access wonderful fish. And I think every Indiana hobbyist is extremely lucky because we have two high-quality fish stores that, are just phenomenal. The only pet stores I've been to in Indiana that I'm disappointed by are, well, I won't name one of them because it's a big brand, but, I really hope they get better. Uncle Bill's, the one I've been to, their fish are in horrible shape. It smells. I'd hate to diss that. I know there's people there that care greatly about the fish, and I know that with some work, and it looked like they were doing some work last time I went in there to make it better. So I'm very happy that they're making an effort. So I will make another video on that, and if they improve, I will definitely let everybody know, anyone that watches that's Indiana, that they should give this one a chance, because I feel like any business deserves a second chance. Thankfully, I work at a PetSmart, and I honestly, I at least here, the one I work, we have phenomenal fish tanks. We don't sell any huge cichlids or anything like that. We have a great staff that are very knowledgeable. Like, I love, my managers are amazing, especially, I won't name her, of course, but one of my managers is hugely into fish, so she understands exactly what a lot of these fish need. And I mean, I've learned a lot of stuff from her, so that can tell you, like, the quality of information that we are able to deliver to our customers, way above what you would expect in a small town like where I live. Gosh, I've gotten totally sidetracked, but, you know, I don't usually get time to make videos like this. Alright, so back to what I was talking about. So, you know, I lost my spot. But I lost heating. And, you know, it's cold, all that fun stuff. So, like, you can see my tank is only just now getting back up to 79. Because, you know, also, yeah, Aquatop heat, that titanium heater is amazing. I love it. I have it nailed, it has a little mount, so it's nailed onto the wall. It's really nice. So, you know, I'm stressing out, and I fall back asleep somehow because I've been running around trying to figure out the tanks. You know, I'm kind of out of luck. My 29-gallon, the guppies weren't looking like they're in great shape, but everybody was alive and everybody was fine. And I'll go ahead and say everybody still is alive and fine. Everybody pulled through. What was just really frustrating about this is why you should always be prepared is, so at first, the energy company said, oh, we'll have everything fixed by 7. And then it was 7:15. And then it was 7:30. And then it was 10 a.m. And this wasn't a 10. They did not get the power on until 9:40 a.m. So my tanks, so from 3:10 in the morning to 9:40, there was no heating. Only one of my sponge filters was up and working. I mean, I was up a creek, the creek without a paddle, you know. But I was very lucky. All my fish pulled through, and I just would never, ever, ever, ever be unprepared. Get yourself small, like order some off Amazon. This one worked great for my large sponge filter, and it's pretty loud, so I wouldn't really recommend it, because you can plug it in, and it functions as if the power goes off, you know, it turns on. Well, actually, you know, so this would be great in, like, say, California, where they're shutting power off in places to prevent, you know, stuff, you know, fires. You know, having one of these would probably be pretty convenient with those sporadic turn-offs, so you could have this running during this period of time that there's a risk that you'll lose power, and if you're out of the house getting ready, or you can just flip this on, and it'll work as a regular air pump until the power goes out, and it will, at that point, it works perfectly good. It's pretty freaking loud though, but I'm sure, like, if you look, like, you can open up the casing for easy access. It's pretty rudimentary, but I'm sure you could make some soundproofing or get a different casing for it. In fact, I might try and 3D print a more soundproofed casing, but we will see. But either way, I really recommend this one, but I'd recommend just having anything. In any case, I feel like everyone, if they can afford it, should have an emergency generator. We did not use ours, but, you know, I've experienced long power outages, and just trust me, generators are crucial, especially for me, which I'm not sure if I've discussed this on the channel. I'm actually a type 1 diabetic. I've been a type 1 diabetic for 16 years. Keeping insulin cold is crucial, especially with how expensive insulin is. You got to keep it cold. You don't want to lose your insulin. Having a generator will help keep those medications cold and possibly save your life. I cannot understate how important being prepared for this stuff is. Which, thankfully, outside of the aquariums, we were prepared. We were fine. But I was stressing. I left at you know, I left at like, gosh, when did I leave? 7:30, 7:40. I was still 5 minutes late to class, but you know, I had no idea if I was going to come home to dead fish or whatever. It was pretty stressful. That's really all I can say about it. It was pretty dang stressful. You know, I'm tearing my hair out, and and this was my tech class, so I was doing a lab, and it was strenuous, so I was just all sorts of stress. Ooh. See, she doesn't like the camera. She pokes her head out, but I turn around and look at her. I promise you, she's perfectly healthy. I've worked very hard to get them back to full health. They've shown signs of breeding, but he is just not big enough yet. Just because they show signs of breeding, just from what I've talked to some flowerhorn breeders, does not mean it's a good time. Because she can lay eggs and be ready to breed, but if she decides that he's not worthy, I mean, she could probably kill him. Because that 2/3 of an inch is just so much. It's the length, but you have to also remember that flowerhorns grow this way as well, vertically. Which he's really catching up to her fast. Really, really fast. I love Till. I know people don't like hybrids, but flowerhorns are just amazing, and they are an example of, in my opinion, the way humanity, I don't know how to put it. I don't feel like they're an abomination in nature as long as they're not released into nature. They're healthy, and people love them. It's created a connection with nature. Who cares if they're a hybrid? It makes people appreciate nature because, I mean, they're fun. You know, a lot of fish, you just watch them swim and it's like, nature. But this is like a fish that you can get up close to the glass. You know, I'm right here. My face is, he is not flinching. You can watch these fish. You can see every function of the fish. They'll interact with you. That is important. That tangible, that personality, that connection, the emotional connection. I think especially with kids, I've introduced, like, some of the smaller neighbor kids have come over and met him, and they love him. And, yeah, he's just, that's what I think is amazing. And, of course, there's other fish like that. But the color, I think, and there's, I love flowerhorns. I just adore them. I really do. So I've got this one, which is Red Dragon, Super Red Dragon. Oh. Whatever, and gosh, I wish she could come out because her colors are really starting to come back, and she's gorgeous. She's what I was sold to as a King Comfa. She's got a lot of beautiful reds and pinks, really wonderful pearls, but she has red eyes, and I was under the understanding that Comfas don't have red eyes, but I guess some do. I don't know. Maybe she's a hybrid. I could care less. She's pretty, and oop. See, she's still a little frightened. She's not... When it's feeding time, she'll come up to the glass. Otherwise, she likes that corner. I don't know if she's late age back there. I probably need to check. Because she's usually out. And today, you know, I know sometimes a cold water change triggers certain fish to breed. I don't know if that's the case with... Oh, he's eating poop. With flowerhorns or not. But I know this is a super long video, so I'm going to wrap it up right now. I know there's no editing. I'm doing this all through YouTube because I just don't have time to do the editing right now, but I wanted to start putting videos out again because I really enjoy doing it. But yeah, so that's my horror story from this morning. Hopefully you guys listened through, but either way, drop a like, subscribe, whatever, all that usual YouTuber, that script. I'd really appreciate it, and I love getting comments as much as I don't get very many. I love interacting. Hopefully I will have a really nice edited video out here soon. I'm going to try and make time to do that. Or I'm looking at getting like a 4K GoPro and getting better underwater footage. So I will see you guys next time, and as always, I'm always active on Instagram at Noah's Aquatics. Feel free to DM me. I love talking to anybody about fish, sharing the hobby. Always feel free. See ya.